Hello everybody, this is Djinn Phoenix continuing with my Deathmarch playthrough with No Armour on The Witcher 3. So, got a bit of a cold, bear with me for the sniffs and snuffles and things like that. And this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode, just through time constraints and everything else. So what I'm going to do is quickly whiz through Crack's missions here. So we've done Lord of Undvik and Possession. So now if you want, you can do these episodes here, these particular quests, and choose who you want to support for the ruler of Skellige. So that's just what I'm doing now. Just going to check the audio is coming through, like it should be, hopefully. And then we will go from there. So, just going to skip through all the dialogue for these first bits. And we've got a few interesting things as well. So, after we have done the quest here, there's a few other things that we need to be doing. I've actually been thinking that I might try and finish the main story quests and just go straight through those and ignoring the side quests and contracts and things like that, because I would quite like to have a manual save where I have mutations unlocked and I've finished it at a lower level as possible, because what I was toying around with and discussing with some people on Reddit was that maybe we could use the piercing cold mutation, and say if you was to start, normally I start New Game Plus after Blood and Wine, you want to be as high level as possible, because the end sort of goal is to you know, end up as high level as possible in New Game Plus, and that's, you know, you're thinking about the end of New Game Plus and how you want to make the build at the end of it and all that kind of stuff. So the higher level the better, because of the way that the mechanics work, especially for the swords in New Game Plus. You want to be as high level as possible when you start it. But Piercing Cold is based around the Ard mutation, which makes Ard do, you know, freezing and stuff like that. So the problem with that is that in New Game Plus, whenever you try, you know, using Piercing Cold for the entirety of New Game Plus, at about level 60 or 65, it stops being effective because the enemy sign resistance is so high that the enemies don't get knocked down. So you can't make, you know, good use of the instant death that Piercing Cold mutation will inflict with Ard on some knockdown enemies. So it's all interesting. So what I was thinking was, if you started New Game Plus at a lower level, like if you got the main quest done as soon as possible, which is the criteria for being able to start New Game Plus, then you could use Piercing Cold and have it be more effective, because you'd be starting at like level 30 or something and then going all the way through. So, you know, just something to think about there. Anyway, on with this. So we've got King's Gambit. Now these, they look like bears, but spoilers, they are not bears. So we are actually going to use our cursed oil on our silver sword. Don't ask me how Geralt knows to use his silver sword on these things if he is, you know, not aware that they're already berserkers. Well, you know, we'll just gloss over that. So yeah, how does he know? That's what we want to know. Anyway, we can get this stuff. Doing good chunks of damage there as well. And keep going up. And we're going to have the same sort of thing we've been doing always, which is on this playthrough, is make use of the Ancient Lesson Decoction and Ard Sweep. And we're doing a ton of damage there. And the more use of the Ard Sweep you get with Ancient Lesson, the higher stamina regen. So we can use that, stun the bears. And yeah, even though we're hitting them with Cursed Oil, for, you know, no apparent reason, because at this point Geralt couldn't possibly know what they are. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So, you know, it's a game at the end of the day. It's not quite perfect. So going to finish all this stuff. Oh my goodness, everybody's dead, etc, etc. Everybody blames Crack and all the children. So here you have a choice to make about who you want to support. So this is a very important choice to make here. Now, if you do the... Yeah, shut up, honestly. If you... Let me have a look. Got ourselves a right mess. Anybody see how the bears got in? If you choose to support Cerys, then you can get an extra place of power. If you choose to support Shalmar, then you can get a sword that can have a random critical hit percent chance. So you can reload and keep doing that, and the highest critical hit percent chance that the sword that you can get from Shalmar's quest is 199% critical hit damage, which is the highest bonus in the game. So like even the, you know, that's a very interesting sword to get if you want to get that. Now that's more of a consideration in New Game Plus, where you have so many ability points that you'll already have finished off your build at like level 75-ish anyway, depending on how many of the late tree skills you've got. But, you know, you might want the ability point or you might want the sword. So, you know, aside from the story ramifications and how it affects your ending of who is the ruler and stuff like that, it's an interesting choice that you have to make. So, I mean, what I'm actually looking for here is I want to examine this bear, but it's not letting me for some reason, which is weird. Seriously, why is it not letting me? I know for a fact you look at this one because it has a scar. That's strange. What else have we got? Everybody's dead. Not cool. Not cool. It's no good. Grim man. Why can I not actually look at these people? This is irritating. Seriously. This is weird.
So many wounds. No wonder Hellborn bled to death. Earthy scent from the bear's maw. Something towards mushrooms. Bowl's empty. But the sense in the
Alright, so I'd already done that then. Okay.
somewhere else in this room.
Oh, what's this? Oh, there we go. That's what we needed. Anyway, say hi in the chat if you're, you know, watching along and stuff on Twitch. Anybody watching this back on YouTube, do feel free to subscribe to me on Twitch if you want to watch the rest of the playthrough or anything else. So, these are Berserkers. If only I'd known and applied my cursed oil. Oh wait, I did know and I did apply the cursed oil. So again, just from time constraints, this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode, but I should be able to get through these at least. So, decoctions have worn off and everything else. Lugos, idiot. Stop him being an absolute tool. We asked this guy about Murdrome, do we? I think there's Dimeritimo around here somewhere, from what I remember. Yeah, Dimeritium, there you go. That's usually there. Because I always get in trouble for nicking stuff from the guards when I'm on the first time through, because I see it's got Dimeritium, but probably better off just leaving it until you get to this quest when there are no guards about. You can grab it then. So, Mardrome. Now, the Mardrome cards are actually used in the Skellige deck, which is pretty cool. It's very boom or bust, the Skellige deck, but if you set it up correctly, then it can be very good. Probably my third favourite deck. I would say it's the third best out of... It's one of my favourite decks, actually, but I would say it's probably third best after Northern Realms and Nilfgaard, whichever order you put those in. Because Northern Realms is extremely good, but it's also kind of boring. Whereas Nilfgaard's extremely consistent when you've got all the spies and everything, and Relentless is really fun. And it's a very consistent deck as well, so... But yeah, there we go. Right, so this is the bit where if you don't choose to go with Cerys, you cannot go through this part of the quest. Where's she gone? She's coming. Strange. Anyway, so yeah, if you choose Cerys, then you get to do all this stuff. Oh, I said I wasn't going to loot this stuff, but, you know, I lied. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Right, so...
Relax. Your brother's impetuous, not stupid.
Okay. Lots of alcohol and useful stuff. Although we have enough alcohol to like last a lifetime. Oi! Loot! Anyway, so you come through this bit and this is where you get a place of power when you're doing all this. Right, so... Vodka! Is that vodka? Anyway.
Blood and mushrooms. Think we can find out where this barrel came from? Looks different.
Strange. So anyway, yeah, you do this investigatory bit here, and then somebody tries to kill you. Oh my days, which is no good. Ah! Escape! We will never move them, Cerys. You are absolutely right. If only If only we had some way of doing that. Anyway, so this is why I choose to support Cerys most of the time, especially on a first playthrough. I've actually, when I say most of the time, I don't think I've ever actually done Xiaoma's mission, which, you know, I really should do at some point. I'll do it in a New Game Plus one these days.
Somebody's damn desperate to bring our investigation to a quick end.
I keep lacking the motivation to get to level 100 in a regular playthrough, and then starting what would be a perfect New Game Plus playthrough with everything at the absolute highest level, because you're starting New Game Plus at level 100. And the reason for that is that there's a complicated mechanic with how the level up works, because New Game Plus is sort of an afterthought, not a real mechanic, if you know what I mean. But anyway, usually, always, really, so you can see now that the place power is used up, and I have another ability point. Now, quick thing, I have been very briefly nipping over these things, so now I have 10 points instead of 11. Not putting them all in stuff yet, because, you know, it's a little bit overpowered. Don't want to get Rend or Whirl yet, because they are extremely strong. So I'm just sticking with basic things to keep a little bit of a challenge with my favourite mechanic of Ard Sweep and Ancient Lesson Decoction. Also, making it fun. So, yeah. How you doing, Sabu? How you doing, Sabu? Sabuj, hope things are well. Anyway, we got muscle memory, strength training, undying, and then razor focus. Razor focus just got 1 point in, that gives you an adrenaline point when you go into battle, which goes extremely well with undying because of that, because as long as you have at least a bit of adrenaline, undying will stop you from, well, dying. Duh. Exploding Shield and Delusion, just got the points in those to boost the Greater Blue Mutagen at the top right, but more importantly to get down to the second level of Sign Things, so that we can have 3 points in Ard Sweep. I'm using that with the Ancient Lesson Decoction, and because Alchemy is so overpowered, we're just using Acquired Tolerance to have a good amount of it without using some of the other overpowered skills. So a good balance of strength, some basic mechanics, and some of my favourite mechanics, like I don't like to be too restricted in the stuff I can use and stuff like that. So that's why I like having plenty of decoction use and acquired tolerance, even though I am well aware that it is probably the best skill in the game, apart from maybe protective coating, whirl and rend, depending on, you know, how you use them and everything else. So just going to go through here, grab all this stuff, and I mean, you get a lot of stuff like the Dwarven Spirit, which I've got enough to last a lifetime, but also the things like Temerian Rye, and when we've got Nilfgaardian stuff like the Nilfgaardian Lemon as well. You can sell those for extra income, so that's always worth doing. Might as well take the free money while you can get it. So here we're going to follow the Witcher senses.
Someone walked through the mead.
And then find these. Okay, I very seriously recommend you check out the Honest trailer of Witcher 3 as well, if you haven't done already. It is hilariously funny. Especially the bit when he says about using Witcher senses to find things that you could very easily find with your regular senses and stuff like that. Anyway, we've got another level up there. Get a lot of experience for doing not much in these quests, so another good reason to do them. We're just going to follow this through. Try and speak to Arnvald. So he's riding off, which necessitates us mounting our trusty steed. Now, the mounted combat isn't much crack in Witcher 3. I didn't even realise there was much mounted combat the first time that I played it, because, you know, you so rarely have to do it. But when you're trying to hit him, if you hold X or Y on Xbox, so square or triangle, you can you know, charge up a hit like this, and then Geralt will actually hold it until you get close enough to hit them, and then you can knock him off the sword like that. The sword? Knock him off the sword. Knock him off the horse with your sword. Sorry, I was concentrating there. Anyway, so we've knocked him off, find out what's going on, and who do we know it is? Spoilers, it's Berna. She's a power-hungry maniac. So we've got all that. Anyway, carry on. What was Berna's motive? Well, she was just a bit of a bitch, really, wasn't she? Never mind. Anyway, we've got all this stuff that'll have to do. So when you've completed this quest, that's all that sorted. Yeah. Anyway, on we go. So we're going through. We're going to complete this quest. That's that done. And then we've got the coronation or everything else. I think that's everything after. Just get another 10 points there for what that counts for. I mean, to be fair, it's much more difficult chasing him down on foot, which got chasing him down and hitting him with the awful sword swing mechanics from horseback, than it was to follow the Witcher senses just through the, you know, castle, which we got 240 XP for, but for catching the guy on horseback, we only got 10 points for, so very strange. Anyway, that's Burner all dealt with. Silly person. Gonna finish all that stuff now, and that's all done as well. Sorted. So, that's all that sorted. Nice and quick, only 15 minutes there, so not so bad. So that's why it's
Which they will.
Weren't long ago, we gave King Bran back to the
know
sea.
some would see
Today,
another in my place.
our mourning ends.
I thank those who stood at my side. Here, beneath, I want peace and...
and now it's back. I wonder if that was quiet on the stream as well. Hopefully not. Anyway, but so everybody cheers for Cerys. That's all sorted. And yeah, so we've chosen Cerys as the ruler, mainly for that extra place of power. So now we're level 22. So if I'd been doing these extra quests, we'd probably be like a little bit higher as well. We have got the last wish, which we could do with doing. We won't get much experience for that. It's just sort of finishing that off. So I can leave most of this stuff. I don't need the treasure hunts for the swords and things. I just need the cat skull ones, if at all possible, because I'll very soon get to level 23. So I could do with having those upgraded. Because we'll hit 23 when we're doing the quest in Kaer Morhen extremely easily. So I should really upgrade these before I go to Kaer Morhen, I think. And just use some other swords in the meantime. We've got a couple that'll be, you know, usable for a little bit. It's not going to be very long before we can get the other ones back, so... yeah, that's pretty much more or less the same damage, not very much of a difference, so... I can use those and upgrade the feline ones and then have those ready, so... That's pretty good, 7% chance to stun. Yeah, right, so anyway, I'll use some of these and then I'll upgrade the others, so... Where is Death from Above? That's a useful crossbow, where's that gone? There it is. Little bit of bonus adrenaline and experience. Not that it makes a huge difference, but makes a little bit. So, anyway, so that's all under control there. Now we could do with doing the last wish before we go back, to be honest. So, and then we can finish this one back in. Let me have a look. Just going to ignore that guy because I don't really need the Oveth card anyway, which is the main thing you get for that. Okay, so just use this fast travel first. Collect the reward on this side of the Skellige side. Not that it's like a lot, but it's a little bit, I suppose. And then we'll fast travel to where we need to meet Djinn. And do all that stuff. So, after we've done this, yeah, like I say, I'm going to be focusing on trying to get through the story quests as soon as possible now, really, I think. Because then I do have the option of doing a New Game Plus playthrough from this save a little bit later on. With Piercing Cold, which I think would be quite fun. Something I just thought of the other day, so swift change of plans. I do want to be doing a playthrough using my Viper Chest hybrid build, because I love that the Viper Chest is so similar aesthetically to the starting gear. So I'll be able to use that all the way through as well, so that'd be good. And it also has really excellent resistances, so I fancy doing a sort of Viper medium hybrid playthrough, which will be good. Oh dear. Okay, so he is absolutely gone. I promise. I tricked him, turned him back into a human, and then cut him from, you know, guts to garters. So yeah, pretty sure he's dead. Anyway, now we just need to be fast traveling again. Go find Yen and do the last wish. Now somebody had commented. Who was it? Let me find out whilst we do this loading screen. But somebody had commented, "Is the Djinn even possible?" I hope it would be. Let's have a find out. Who was that who asked me? Oh, she's actually on this island already. Oh, never mind. I don't have to fast travel then. Duh. Oh, never mind. Thought Larvik was on another island. Have I seen Doctor? No, why? What's Doctor, Savage? How do you mean, have I seen Doctor? I don't know what that is. Let's have a look. I mean, I know what a doctor is, obviously, but... Let's see, who was it who asked about the... Casilda. Can't wait for the fight with the Djinn. Well, Casilda, you will get your wish very shortly. Run away from those wolves, not much I need from those. Just ride past these things. And then we'll carry on. I am ignoring the you know, extra quests I get here because one is for horse riding and one is the insanely irritating one with the cave where you have to try and keep the two brothers alive. It's just a pain in the neck. It's extremely easy to fail that quest because they will die most of the time. The best way to do it is actually to hit them with Axie, which is a lot of fun. Huh. Yeah. Have I been to this guy already? I feel like I might have done. Where's the tavern guy? I'm sure there's an innkeep in here somewhere. Maybe there's not. Is it this guy over here and I've already spoken to him? Oh yeah, I think I've already spoken to him. Have I bought the things that I needed to? I can't remember. Anyway, we're gonna just have a look. Okay. Oh right, I've seen a doctor. Sorry, I know what you mean now. Yeah, I'm being dense. No, I haven't. I've only got a cold. I'm alright. Dying from manflumonia. So this guy doesn't have any cards to buy. Thank you for the concern though, Savage. I appreciate it. Right, so just gonna play this guy. Do fancy doing high stakes and get relentless as well, but that'd give me a bunch of experience, so probably not the best idea if I'm trying to finish the other stuff as early as possible. 2 spies there, switch those out. Excellent. Right, so we're just going to use these straight away. As long as you get 1 spy against Scoia'tael, you're normally alright, because they'll often have a decoy, but they'll nearly always have a medic as well, because there are like 3 medics in that deck, so it's interesting. So they're going to score quite highly this round because I'm going to use the spies and they've got Dandelion and stuff. So unless I pull that Biting Frost out, I'll probably just sacrifice this round. But I do have the 4 Imperial Brigades, so depending on how much they actually score, I might be quite well set up, really. Now that was an absolute waste of a card. There is no way that that's good use because Scoia'tael doesn't have any siege cards apart from Shrew, which is a Hearts of Stone only one, so that was dumb. So they're going to score pretty highly here. Do have a couple of medic. I do have a medic, so... Right, so to score 56, what would I need to beat these guys? Might as well use them. I can win this pretty easily, I think. Right, so won that there. Still got a 1 card advantage. And still got my medic as well. So just use a couple more of these. And then see what they have left. So maybe they don't have any medics to play. I'll just play my lower score hero cards first. I'll save the medic for now. They do have Milva. I'll play these ones, make them use their cards. See if they're going to use a Sky medic later. So they've just scorched their own best card, which is kind of dumb, but yeah, whatever. And then they'll be down to 3 cards, so I can see what they've got left. Now they're going to medic back the spy, so that's good. There's a good chance I get another medic myself here, so I'll just see what they've got. So torrential rain is going to make no difference, clear weather, and then a 3 score card there, so a 6 score card there, sorry, so I'll just use these first. Get myself another spy. And then I'll easily be able to outlast them and just beat them with that anyway, so that's fine. And I believe that they've got the clear weather card as the last one, so should be fine. Bit of a waste, but yeah, never mind. And just play all these for the fun of it. This is the bonus of the Nilfgaard deck. What can make it really powerful is, like, as well as all the spies, you've got all the medics, so you can like play these things in one round. So I played 3 of them there, and with Dandelion, and got a massive high enough score to win, and then got a really high score from playing them again with the medics in the second round. So yeah, always a fun bonus. All that for a 5 score monster card that we're not even going to use. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to speak to Yen. Alright, so let's have a look. Go through all this stuff. I've got to be honest, this is again another one that's an interesting quest the first time, but it's like the second time, you know, when I'm just doing it on replays, I just want to skip through to get it done. So, not my favourite quest because it's not a combat orientated one or anything like that, so never mind. Orientated? Anyway, it's not combat based. So I've got to go with this stuff.
See, you've managed to prepare everything already.
I have.
How could you possibly know I'd agree?
I didn't. Decided to risk it.
It's not exactly a massive risk. All she's done is get a boat. Anyway.
Lead the way.
Just once, you might try to take the initiative.
Would you even let me?
It would depend on the situation.
That's a no. Where's she gone? Where's Yen? Ooh, allspice. Not to be confused with Old Spice. I'm on a boat. Yeah. Anyway. Here we go. Do.
Mind if... No.
Hurt. Boat makes a really weird noise as well. Geralt, what the hell are you doing? Does she look like a woman that you want to piss off, really? The answer is hard no. Anyway, so we're just going to do this. Then she sets up, you know, a couple of... Yeah.
Managed to seize one before. Do you remember?
Of course.
Yeah, and how well did that go?
Just voice that. To
How lucky your exorcism saved it. It was poetic.
Yeah, how was I supposed to know that incantation meant begone and plow yourself?
Ha.
Should have studied foreign languages.
Anyway, so we got this.
Set up for the rest of my life.
Of course. Your last wish effectively assured it.
Yep.
Wish was about us being together always, not about you mocking my every mistake.
Careful what you wish for. And when your wish is granted, you must accept it with all attendant circumstances.
I like these bits of dialogue.
And as for your missteps, I don't rightly see why I shouldn't laugh if they're amusing.
And she makes a good point. Anyway, so we got to do all this stuff. Then you got to dive. She casts the spell, so you don't have to worry about oxygen and stuff,
It's too deep.
which is good.
Can't dive that long.
You underestimate me.
On the contrary. After all, I asked you for help. I'll cast a spell. It will slow your heart for a time. You can stay submerged longer.
Cool.
Assad Ike Criday Rithorn.
Okie dokie.
Careful down there.
I don't think you really have to. Do you have to fight many of any of the enemies down here? I don't think you do, right? There's a few drowners, I suppose. Whoa, which are taking like no damage whatsoever. That's kind of irritating. Right, these things are not a challenge at all, and we can't take on the Djinn with enemy upscaling anyway, so...
How's it going?
Yeah, you know I hate it when you read my mind.
Strictly speaking,
Ah, these things take ages.
using telepathy. Besides, you've nothing to hide, right?
Wouldn't admit it if I did. Not the point.
Nope.
See anything interesting?
A shipwreck and a cabin. I'll look inside. Snapped masts, busted planks, and a whole swarm of drowners. Probably drawn by the corpses of drowned crew. They make the nest here.
Probably.
Also claim drowned
Is that a Moran runestone? That's kind of useful. Shut up! I'm looting stuff. You send me down here, you can at least let me loot stuff. I think Geralt says more or less that in a minute. Ah, get stuffed. Rubbish. Grab a bit of buckthorn while we're down here, I suppose. Not that it's any use whatsoever after you've made the... actually, that's not true. You use it for one of the dyes. It's either orange or yellow in Tucson. Yeah, so... Not strictly speaking too, it is vaguely useful. Okay. Well, that's that. Return to the boat. We've got to check a couple more. Then we go and find this Djinn. Now, I've turned enemy upscaling off, and for that, there are specific points in the game where you do want to turn enemy upscaling off because it's like really weirdly bugged. One of the things I actually want to test is against Olgierd von Everec, because in the optional battle against him, I tried parrying or blocking his attacks and I couldn't parry or block any of them. And I wonder if it's because he's slightly bugged like some of the enemy upscaling enemies are. Oh, excuse me. So, I do want to find out if that's the case or not.
Doesn't much matter. Both make wishes come true. What would yours be?
You'll learn in due
Yeah. Wow, the boats take ages. I wish there was like a decoction or a spell or something that could make the boats travel at like, you know, a speedboat sort of speed. I mean, yeah, it'd be difficult to fit in with the lore and everything else, but like, you know, you could summon a spell that makes strong wind always be behind the
Let's see if our
boat or something like that. And then from a gameplay perspective, it'd just be a little bit better like that. What have we got? Yeah, a bunch of stuff to grab here again.
It's been a little while. Woods rotted.
Look around, but be careful.
Beautiful craftsmanship.
What do you have?
A war horn bearing clan Haimai symbols. Beautiful craftsmanship.
What do you have?
A war horn bearing clan Haimai.
Deja vu.
Got something. A Skelliger's buckler. Clan Haimai symbols.
Donar's clan.
Donner was a babe in swaddling clothes when this buckler landed here. Longship belonged to Clan Djinn. Yen. Doubt any of these boats were the mages. These are old sunken longships.
Come back then. We must see elsewhere.
Get rid of the sirens. Okay. Another reason to get those out.
Skeleton. Somebody pinned his skull to the deck with an axe.
Nice.
Worthy of a Skelliger.
Clan emblem indicates a Dimon man, so he was from Pharaoh.
Is that everything? Ah, I want to dive that down for the last one now. Let's have a see.
A man's skeleton.
Ah, that's the one I've checked already. Oh, that sucks.
An axe.
Where's the other one gone then?
Worthy of a Skelliger.
Clan emblem
There was another one there then.
indicates so he was from Pharaoh.
Oh, it's just the shield. What a waste. Okay. At least I'm not using up my killer whale and alcohol resources. Not that I don't have hundreds anyway, but you know. One doesn't like to be wasteful. Anyway, so we're going to go through this. Ah, I've been using broadhead bolts up. God damn it. Never mind. Need to make some more of those before Kaer Morhen. They may be useful. So we're just going to carry on. Got one or two more things. It might just be one more.
I prefer to observe matters from up here. Most definitely.
Yeah, like when we were looking for the golden dragon and an avalanche swept us off the trail. Me clinging to the remains of a bridge for dear life. You gripping my waist, admiring the view. Remember? Chasm below breathtaking.
Oh, big yawn. Anyway.
Though I found myself admiring what I had right in front of me.
When? Yen, you saucy minx. Anyway.
Something strange about those rocks.
And there's something on the bottom. I'll see what it is.
Right, so I think this is the one that's it's actually the Djinn. Try and avoid fighting the drowners if I can.
See something?
Something doesn't do it justice. A huge crater, as if a meteorite landed here.
I must see it.
Diving in after all.
No, I shall cast another spell to see through your eyes. Now relax.
Oh, it's a siren, that's why. You normally stay away from the drowners, but sirens are a little too quick.
That is no meteorite crater.
What is it then?
The effect of teleportation. A powerful force cut out a fragment of the seabed, rocks and everything lying within the teleportation zone.
Always claimed portals were dangerous.
Yep.
You're on the right track. Look for anything that might contain a Djinn.
Fine, but get out.
Isu foltia bedem ein achte illivaid.
Okay.
No Djinn here, but there's something you ought to like.
What?
Half a seal.
That'll do. Come back up.
Anything useful for me to grab? Oh, Divana Runestone, yeah, that'll do. Anything else? Okay, so that's more or less everything. Not going to swim over there for the buckthongs. I don't need that badly. And now we're just going to surface and swim up. Must be hard swimming in those tunics and stuff, to be fair. Now the Djinn's going to be very difficult anyway, but I will just quickly put enemy upscaling back on so that I can find out, so that I can show how difficult it is with the enemy upscaling on. I think it is possible on New Game Plus if you have like a monstrous build. I have done it before, but it's extremely difficult. It's one of those enemies where the scaling just sort of gets messed up. Because it does attacks that should do very small amounts of damage, but then like a lot of very small hits. But with this on, they do like a massive amount instead, so yeah. Okay. So we're just going to skip through all this stuff. Yeah. Alright. All this stuff. Sorry, no, that's a bit grim, but a little bit bunged up.
He didn't necessarily.
Okay, so
This one might have granted it.
Nothing here.
Djinns are inherently mischievous.
Nothing interesting.
Probably knew a few of those. A few people who could be Djinns. Okay, so all this stuff to go through, all this stuff to grab.
Mystery of mysteries. Agnes of Glanville. Wonder what this means.
A little bit dangerous there. I tried to press B to skip out the animation, almost dropped right off the edge, but yeah, never mind. Jump.
Elemental empires must have slept here. Batista.
So, a couple of interesting rune stones and stuff there.
Nothing interesting. Nothing here.
What about this stuff?
Wonder what this means. Nice shoes. Looks like the impact with the mountain was so Sal was dragging
Uh-oh.
right out of them. War left this mark when the ship suddenly tipped to one side.
Alright, so,
It's
got all this stuff.
no. When this
Alright, so we've got all this.
Rob,
Right, so this is just what I'm going to show here. So I'll just put the enemy upscaling on first and see what happens. But normally it sends you like, it sends it crazily high, so I'll have to have a look. I just want to meditate, make sure I've got my stuff back. I want my decoctions, same as always. Ancient Lesson, everything else. Ancient Lesson and Echidna. And then we'll go with Superior Tawny as well. Add the others on for damage and everything else. So again, I always meditate to 6 PM so that these Superior Tawny are last indefinitely, for as long as possible anyway. So we're going to fight the Djinn, and this is going to be interesting, and that's why it's extremely difficult. So you got to keep Quen up, which might be extremely difficult, with it being, yeah. So this might not work, but we'll try it first. Get a few uses of Ard in there. Yep. Okay, so this is going to be tricky, but that's what happens with enemy upscaling. So let's try it without. I might have to reload an earlier save and just redo that bit actually, but might not knock the upscaling off correctly. Yeah, good game, GG. So this is why this is a very difficult battle. Now that might have been because of enemy upscaling, might just because the Djinn does a ton of damage, so you know, we'll find out. I may have to like I say, load one of the earlier autosaves that it just made there. Try it again. This is the problem with playing on the console, is the obviously the whole thing is a bit tricky with the loading times. So I'm going to go through this again. It's difficult to build your stamina up using Ard, Sweep and Axie and keep Quen up at the same time, so I'd have to be extremely patient if I was going to try and do it that way. So instead I'll probably just turn the enemy upscaling off, because like I say, the Djinn is notorious for being extremely difficult with that. So let's try it again. Upscaling off. Whoops, wrong one. Right, let's try again. Oh yeah, we need elemental oil as well. Oh yes. Right, take two. Alright, so Djinn comes out again, blah blah blah, Djinn's not happy. Okay, so we dodged that this time. Let's see. So at least we can do a bit of damage there. And we'll see what happens with his attacks. See, now that did like a bit more normal type of damage. Still a lot of damage, but a bit more manageable, so we can at least get that back and you know, dodge around a little bit and not die instantly from its attack. So the yeah, this is why it's I think it is doable, you know, if you don't have the upscaling on, but with the upscaling it's extremely difficult. So if it's even possible, you know, it might not even be possible, to be perfectly honest. So when you're taking a bit more normal types of damage, I can just Ard Sweep's not doing much to it, but it's letting my stamina regeneration gradually going higher and getting health back with the Ancient Lesson decoction, which we've been making use of all the way through the playthrough, so that's useful. And if you're doing that, then at least we can just you know, keep everything else up. Got my superior Maribor there as well, and my stamina regeneration's high enough to keep it up. So and you can see there that it's doing quite a lot of damage with, so you're able to take it out like that. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, so
Do you see the spell that binds us?
yes, right, okay, so get rid of it, good stuff. Boom, sorted. Now, this is where you can choose what you want to do with the end.
Thank you.
Okay. Alright, so we're going through all that kind of stuff. Now, do we crush Yen's heart or not? I just can't do it, honestly. Oh, I've done it once, but it just makes me feel so bad.
They cheated us after all.
Yeah.
Why?
'Cause
Oh,
And I.
bless. Right, sorted. So yeah, we'll go with the end this playthrough. I can never just say no. Anyway, so perfectly doable without enemy upscaling on, but with enemy upscaling on, not so much. I was very, very tempted to just try and do it again without enemy upscaling, but I'd have to go through all the loading screens again first. We have to try it a couple of times, and to be honest, it just doesn't make for a good stream or a smooth playthrough. So, definitely consider taking off enemy upscaling when you're fighting the Djinn. As you can see the difference those icicles and the hits did at the beginning. Just one of those enemies that doesn't deal well with scaling. So yeah, probably consider turning that off. In New Game Plus, I have definitely beat it before with enemy upscaling on because you can use Euphoria and everything else. So the damage you can do is so outrageous that it, like, you know, barely even matters. So Yen's going to Vizima. Got all that stuff sorted. Go and get Uma and all of that. Uma. So that's last sorted. 2 experience points. Wow. Thank you so much. Anyway.
You didn't have it.
For a short time only.
Yeah, so why didn't you just come and sort out Geralt then? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, skip. Sorted. Right, see if we've got anything we want to dump in the stash, or do we actually want to keep? And if not, then we can move on and go and sell some stuff and do that. So, get rid of these because these are heavy, don't want those. Don't need those either. Don't really want either of those. Oh, got tracking bolts. Nice. Love tracking bolts. Okay, so that's that. Too many of these, really. And then we need to go and sell some stuff and pick which swords we use and all that kind of stuff. And then find the feline ones as well before we go and get Uma. So I might have to check with the Cairmoran. Not Cairmoran, the Cair-Trolled armourer first. Let's have a look. And the reason I need to do that is because... Where's Roach gone? Come on. Why is she coming the long way around? Yes, in fact, I did fight a dragon in Witcher. Well, I believe it's what, start of Witcher 2, where you stick Arendite in the golden dragon, I think. I've never actually played it, to be honest, but that's what I've read. Anyway, so we're going to carry on with this bit. We're going to ride up, and the reason I'm doing that is I just want to double check that the blacksmith, who is only there at certain times, doesn't have the maps for the second feline quest. Because somehow I've not got the maps for all the feline stuff yet. I'll have to go and get the steel sword diagram and then see if I can figure out where the rest are. Because I do want the steel and the silver sword diagrams, because I'm using the feline swords for something a little bit different than usual. Ha! You know, I've just realised I used the wrong decoction, so I used Echidna and Wyvern instead of Ancient Leshen. Oh well, never mind. No wonder my stamina regeneration didn't seem to have gone up as much as I thought. I did think that, but I was like, whatever. Anyway. We won anyway. This guy's definitely not the guy, because I've spoken to him already and I've already played him at Gwent. So, that's no good. I've already got the maps from him for starting the quest, so that's no good. Yeah, so he doesn't have any Witcher maps for sale. Now, the other guy here is, like, really finicky. He can only be spoken to at, like, certain times. He's a pain in the neck. So... yeah, now he's disappeared, so... very irritating. Can we speak to him yet? Nope. Finally, right. So yeah, you can only talk to him at like very specific times, so.
What do you...
Got any maps? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Well, that's annoying. Does have broadhead bolts though? Wow, they cost a lot if you buy those. Damn, dude. I can just make some. Anyway, that should be enough for now. I just love the broadhead bolts because of the 100% chance to inflict bleeding, which is extremely useful. So, we don't have the feline stuff available yet, because I haven't done the quests. So I'll have to do that before we carry on. Dasburg Divanas. Sort these out a little bit later. Okay. Gwent. Let's go. Could do high stakes as well, but again, that'd level me up quite a lot, so I'll sort of avoid doing that right now. Both archers, 2 spies, bunch of medics. Tons of fun. I'm going to decoy that back as well, which is helpful. Give me even more cards, even if it will give them a couple as well. See, I've got a total of 4 medics already, so I can play a ton of these cards back. So I'll put Biting Frost there. Play this one, and I've effectively not even used a card there because I've got the medic to play it back again, which is part of the reason I like having that Biting Frost in the deck as well. See if they've got a Scorch that I can bait. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, again, I've got 4 medics in total, so I can play a couple of these cards. That's actually ideal because now they've Scorched that, and I can play this spy again. Even better. Now it's good decoy this and Scorch that again, which I think I'm going to do just for fun and games. And this is going to make them waste a bunch of cards. I should have kept that decoy actually because they probably got another medic. And I could have used that, so we'll see. Just make them keep wasting cards, try and get them to use a medic if they've got one, so that I can then medic the spy in turn. So they've got Milva and these, so hopefully they use those Havakar smugglers, which they just have done, and that'll use 2 of their cards, so they'll go down to just 2 left. Because I already saw that they had the bald guy in their deck as well. And now I can just comfortably skip and then beat them quite easily after that. The only way I could even potentially lose this would be if their last one is a medic and they play the spy and then get some really other good cards, but I think their last one's Milva because they didn't play it in that round, so yeah. Easy win. And we're just going to play all the cards for the hell of it. Because it's fun to beat stuff. Play all these back again. So, 79, not bad at all. Another win there. Good, good. Okay, so we're just going to carry on. That should get us another card. which is another one of these Scoia'tael medics. So we want to carry on. I think we do want to do Ugly Baby now. We've done pretty much everything else that I want to do right now anyway. And if I'm focusing on these, I can either do high stakes, but that'll get me some extra experience, which I'm not too keen on. I don't have anyone to really play, so no one major anyway. So for the purposes of this playthrough, I will just go back to Velen and carry on with the story quests. Now I did say beforehand that actually I want to get the feline sword upgrades available as well, so let's have a look. Where's this going to be? So we'll go find some of these first. One in Oxenfurt and then one here. Where's that? Is that Devil's Pit? That might be Devil's... Oh no, there's Devil's Pit. Okay, so we'll go and get these first. Won't get a lot of experience for these, so you know, that's not a big thing, but would be an idea to upgrade these feline swords first. Have that bit of extra damage and stuff like that as soon as we get to the higher level. If I wanted to, I could also go to the Runewright, who is already a Master Armourer, and that would let me sort out getting the greater glyphs and runes things for any of those that I wanted. Although he might not have them now actually, because he wouldn't be mastercrafted because I haven't paid him for his Runewright services. So he's only mastercrafted after you've done that quest and paid him the 30k in total that gets him level 3. So what I'd actually have to do for that instead would be to either complete the Master Armourer quest or do Hattori's quest. Or I could just go to Toussaint where I've already got Master Armourers available and the Grandmaster guy would have that available too. In fact, that's probably a good idea. I might do that off screen, just nip back to Toussaint and sell some stuff, because obviously it has the very long loading screens if you do that, because it's loading the whole other area. But anyway, we are here now. So just going to go and find this diagram first. Call Roach. Do love that saddle. I think it's the 5 chivalric virtues one. But those are sort of full armor ones with the neck armor are pretty cool. I do like those. Anyway. What's this? Oh, a cave, okay. Find out what's in here, see if there's anything interesting. Actually use my correct ones now as well. What we likely to encounter, we'd probably likely to encounter knickers, so we'll go with that. Oh, I need to go and get a cockatoo stomach as well, so yeah, I'll do that too. Just get the thing on the... Yep, this.
Might want to look around some.
Indeed. Is there anything here? Are there even any enemies? Nope. Okay. Horsehide.
Need a key.
Okay, well, that was easy. Right, so that's that. So we can at least upgrade the steel sword, was it? I just got then? We'll see. And then this next one is going to be, what, Oxenfurt, I think. Might be worth just fast travelling to that instead. One quick tip is if you've got the thing on the map where you want to go somewhere else, you can set a quest in another area. And so, like, I've set a quest that's in Tucson there, so it will the fast travel. The thing it'll bring up is the fast travel marker. So if I follow the minimap now, it'll take me to the nearest fast travel marker because it's taking me to the other area. So if I just want to find my way back, I can do that. And then change it to the quest that you actually want again when you're back in that area. So suggested level 29. So those are for the superior ones. And these are the ones I want for the enhanced. So either I'm missing a map somewhere or I'll get the rest of it after I've done this one. We'll have to see. So go here first and then we'll go to Oxenfurt afterwards. Again, this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode, so I could just sort of finish this off and then go from there. What did I just say I wanted to do? There was something I wanted to do at level 20, and I can't remember what it was. I might have to watch my own stream back and try and remember. Or anybody in that chat, if you can help me out. What was it I just said I was going to do? I can't remember. But yeah.
Run, Roach.
Okay. Going on from here. A few ghouls and things like that over there. Not really worth taking them out. We'll just ride Roach along this way. Is this the time where you do End Boys and Wine Boys? It might be. I've done that already, if so.
Not so fast, Roach.
Codger's Quarry, eh? Okay. Yeah, you have to fight some necrophages here. Alright, so got all that sorted. Grab a bunch of useless crap there. Then Geralt pulls the old look behind you. Uh-oh. Yeah, well I did tell you. Ow. Well that hurt. Quickly take those out. Ow! Whoa, that hurt. Okay, let's not mess about with these anymore. And get some Quinn up. Okay, so these things are a bit of fun. I'm going to keep a bit of a distance there. So if we can get a few hits in them and get them bleeding, that's helpful. And then keep Quinn up in the meantime. Didn't get any bleeding on the one on the left, but I did on the others, so that's alright. Keep my distance a little bit. That one's almost dead, so I can hit him, no problem. Okay, so once you've got one of them down, not as bad. And you can use Axie with the Ancient Lesson Decoction, so it's increasing my stamina regeneration, but also stunning them and making their spikes go away. So that was very useful. And take them out. Good stuff. That was fun, actually. Almost died. Almost died. Algol's one of the enemies that you can get lesser red mutagens from on occasion, so worth fighting them if you can beat them a lot of the time. I'm not actually short on red mutagens at all this time. Right, so grab those mushrooms and everything else. And then we can be on our merry. Okay. Now, for the last bit, we've got to go to Oxenfurt. It's only 500 away, so that's not like the end of the world. 500 steps, almost 600. We'll ride, Roach. Go for a little ride. I'll have to find where the other enhanced ones are. I'm not quite sure where I've missed the map. Although I haven't been diligently speaking to blacksmiths and buying things like I have from some other playthroughs. So, we'd have to see. Okay, so just going to ride to Oxenfurt. Probably stop Roach sprinting in a minute because you can't run in the city limits, which is kind of annoying, but never mind. Yeah, yeah. Why is that boat like sunken already? Look. Doesn't make any sense. Look, it's sunk already. That's very strange. I'll need that much later with Shani and Hearts of Stone if I do that. Anyway. Is it faster to sprint than it is to ride Roach slowly, I wonder? Shouldn't be really, but it does feel it sometimes. I spoke to this guy before, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the map, but I'll check anyway.
Show me.
What do you got? No, he's no map either. Strange.
Farewell.
Oh dear. Right, so that's that bit sorted. I still need the upgrade diagrams for the silver sword, and I don't know where they are, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, so we have the feline sword enhanced for the steel, but we don't have the enhanced for that one. That's a bit annoying. Might look up where you find that. There'll be an armor or a blacksmith randomly somewhere that has it, but what's down here? Anything useful? Nope. Okay. I forget where this is. It's probably somewhere significant, but I'll find it later. Nope. Alright, so that's that. Could do with finding that feline silver diagram though. That's locked. If I was exploring all the undiscovered locations, I'd probably have found one randomly by now, and that would have given me the rest of the quest, but I haven't been doing as much exploring this playthrough, so not really any need just yet. Right, so bunch of other stuff, not anything particularly necessary, but you know. Okay, so that guy definitely didn't have. Okay. Right, let's just check. Now, I'm pretty sure I spoke to this guy already, so... Unless I forgot to buy any maps from him, it's not likely to be him. But, we will see. No, no maps there either. How strange. I wonder who I've missed then. Could be anybody really. Probably just look those up later. And for now... Still got closed city to do there as well. And in wolf's clothing. Yeah, I'm quite intrigued now as to where these treasure hunts will actually be. Interesting. Could be there, I suppose. Let's go and do these first. I don't think that gives you the next part of it, but we can just check. Where else would there be? Just trying to think where they'd be now. Blacksmiths and everything else. Let's try with these ones. And we've got these ones, then we've got the crow perch ones. We've got the wreck of the flying stag first. It's a long way to ride though, is kind of annoying. Let's try these first. If we're able to find these, then we'll upgrade the feline swords and then we'll be good to go. Carry on with ugly baby. Oh, that was it. We needed the cockatrice. God. Cockatrice stomach. I remember now. I'll have to go and get one of those so that I can make my superior draconid oil. Right, must remember that when the loading screen has stopped, I need a cockatrice stomach. And I'm going to go and find the area on the map because I already know where that is. So, in the area to the north of Novigrad, I've already put a marker in fact. Oh no, I've not. In this sort of area here, there is a cockatrice somewhere. I think it's this area here, so I'll have to go and check that later. Where are these guys? Don't think this guy has anything. He's just a merchant. Oh well, there's definitely a witch map there. Have I just not played this guy then? That's weird. How bizarre. We'll see. See if he's got a clear weather, and if not, we should win this pretty easily. Okay, so just going to bleed his cards down until he's got only a couple left. and then take him out. It's virtually impossible for them to win anyway, but I'll just pass. Because he's obviously got such a terrible deck with low value cards, not exactly doing a lot. But that would have let me easily win by, you know, bringing back the medic cards or anything like that. So obviously I hadn't played that person, and the quest that I just got then, what was that for? Well, that was lucky. That was pretty much my just pure guesswork, but never mind. I did speak to this guy, I'm sure I did. So that merchant, I must just have not spoken to him. I forgot the merchants can even have maps, to be honest. So crazy. Oh well, there you go. Always worth talking to people. Just in a Gwenty mood now, so I'm just going to play this guy again, but I'm pretty sure I played him already, but... And then we'll go and get those. Whoa, what did I do then? I just changed my deck by accident. I think I did. Oh well. Best sort it out after. Okay, so I should be fine here, I would think. Yeah, it's a good point, Fen. I had actually checked that I had the right... Fen just saying, check you've got the... check you've not got the diagrams already. No, I did actually check that briefly. Just went into the crafting menu. Always a good idea to check, because like he says, you do pick them up at random times sometimes. Okay, so this should be a pretty easy win. And they've only got 3 cards left, so I'll just see what they've got and then medic them after. Wow. See, the funniest thing is I've got all these cards, and just for a laugh I'm going to pass, because I know that there's nothing they can play that will actually win, because Nilfgaard wins all ties. Ha! Funny. Teehee. Yay. Okay, so we'll just go and get the silver sword diagram. And they're both absolutely miles away, oh my days. So that'll be a fast travel then. And that works out pretty well, because I can get the reward from the quest where we turn Mortbag back into a human. That is right at the same place as well, so very interesting. I've actually left those 2 Gwent guys there available to play, because I was going to play them after I'd done high stakes, so I do need to sort out my deck again actually. So what did I change then? I had 31, so what extra did I put in by accident? Right, I want all of those in there, that's fine. All of those there, that's fine. I'd put one of the heroes back in by accident, I think. Oh no, put an extra commander horn in, there you go. Yeah. Yes. Where am I looking? Isn't there like something you can climb? Where is it then that you can go? I thought it was round the back there where I was trying to get in. There's like a ladder and stuff, but maybe not. Anyway, I'll talk to this guy while I'm here. Alright, so easy. So we got that. I could have sworn it's this that you climb up, you know. There you go. Yeah, I pressed A before, whatever. Anyway, so get a little sword there. I think we already had the werewolf decoction, but you know, never mind. This is probably something absolute crap, but I'm very stubborn and I like to loot everything, so oh well, there you go. Okay, so given that I did say that was going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, we have got some good stuff done there. So I'm just going to craft these swords, and then after that I'll use a couple of different swords just for the next level or so. So let me have a look. So that Dathrin that I've just got has very slightly higher damage, and that's like a slightly worse version of the same sword. Chance to stagger is pretty good for a silver sword, but lower damage, so I'll not use that. Chance to stun, but that's a steel sword, and that's chance to crit and Erden Sign intensity with the chance to bleed as well. So I'll use that one for now, and then I can upgrade my two swords. Now one thing you can also do is if you are planning on just using swords temporarily and you don't need to keep them afterwards, you can dismantle them after the fact. So like for example, I know full well that I'm not keeping these swords after I've got the Ursign ones, so I can put whatever else I want in these swords because I can dismantle them later. So here I've got a couple of different things I could put in. So 3% chance to 3s. So I can put those in, and then when I want those runestones back afterwards, after I've stopped using the swords, when I've got the I'm one level higher and I can use the feline, I can just dismantle them again afterwards. So now I just need to find the armourers and upgrade my feline swords. So there's the house that Trish was using previously. Need to find my way back to the square and then upgrade these feline swords. There's the passive... Is that the passiflora? No. Alright, so here we go. Huh. She looks like she's in a good state. These swords look kind of good as well. Okay, so just going to upgrade these swords. which I've just realised will in fact need to be around the corner instead. With the blacksmith, not the armourer. And then that's where we're going to call it. So, again, just going to upgrade these swords, and then when this guy finally shows up for work. And then we'll see how it goes. If you have stayed with me for the whole episode again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you're wanting to watch the rest of the playthrough on Twitch or anything like that, then it is DemonPhoenix237 on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe. It does help me out, and you know, really good that way. So, I've just played this guy at Gwent instead, so I'll play him first and then make these swords. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Just got rid of a spy. That's irritating. Never mind. Pressing too many times. Got one back anyway. Oh dear, excuse me. Now I should be alright because I've got the decoy and I've got the villain Tretameth already against the monsters, which is one of the main things that you usually need to beat it. Just use some of these and then make him use some of his as well. Okay, so that was easy enough. I'll just bleed him out of his cards, make him use stuff like that, and I was just going to say, hopefully he'll use that leader ability and then I can just win him round 3. Excuse me. So I know one of them is the spy that he took from me, so one of them is the Crones and then one is a medic, so that's interesting because he's actually going to get to use one of those spies back because they will probably play one of the spies. So let me try and get him to use the... Yeah, so this is where they should decoy the spy that I had before. Should still be able to win quite comfortably. I think the last one should be the other spy. I believe they did take the other spy from me. Yeah. Okay, so now they'll have 3 cards that they can use, because they'll have one that remains from the monster deck ability. They've only got 1 card left, so I should be able to win quite comfortably. Not that I meant to play this guy in the first place, but you know, never mind. Huh. Just to be mean. Okay, so again, let's just get these swords upgraded and then we'll call it a day for there. Nice hour and a half for that episode. So, got a few other interesting things that we've done there. Like get those feline swords. You know what, actually I'm just going to very quickly go and get the cockatrice stomach before I forget, because I will absolutely forget otherwise. At the start of the next episode, so I'm going to make those. Needed meteorite silver, but fortunately I had some of that already. And then there's that one. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually just go and travel to where the cockatrice is off stream, so we can start that before we go and grab Uma. So again, if you're watching back on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all next time on the path.